So I've had phone conversations with over 1,000 individual investors talking through what it would look like to invest in a deal. And I've learned a lot of things that I want to share with you. I'm going to share a few principles that I've learned here, whether you are a passive investor and things that are important or should be important to you, or if you speak to passive investors, you're not going to want to miss this video. So stay tuned. This is going to be a great video. I've got a great quote at the end that you're really going to enjoy as well. So I want to say that passive investors really are a whole different animal. If you're watching this, you're a passive investor, you know a little bit what I mean. Often, passive investors are busy professionals. There's a lot of people that I know that are physicians, that are attorneys, that are CPAs, they're in sales, they're in management jobs, and typically they're very busy people. So when it comes to valuing time, it's something that's very, very important. So that's one thing. A busy professional is one group that typically invests in our passive deals. Another group that we see a lot of people that are very interested in investing are business owners. If you own a business and you're working a lot of hours, you're trying to build a business, often passive investing is a great choice to see you can have your money that you've worked so hard for actually work even harder after you earn it. So it's a way that you can actually grow your wealth without having to be busy and to be able to do more. This is the same thing that happens when people own a rental house or two or three, and then they start to say, you know what, this just really is not going to scale the way that I was hoping that it would scale. So really, business owners find there's all kinds of advantages. They also love taking advantage of those different tax breaks that they get as well by investing in that way. The last group that I wanted to mention, that there are a lot of people that are retired, they're retirees or they're semi-retired, and they're starting to look at it and say, hey, with this money that I've made, I want it to continue to generate cash flow. I want to be able to spend more time with family. I want to travel. I want to do things that are important to me. I want to have more control over my time. And passive investing in multifamily really allows you to do that. And so I've seen that to become really important to people that are retired or are close to retirement. So I mentioned the three different types of people: business owners, professionals, and retirees. There are three things that I found that are really important to most passive investors. The first thing is really the question of trust. Can I trust you? Can I trust that you're going to look after my interests? Can I trust that you're going to operate the investment that you're going to invest in well? I've raised over $15 million. I've had many conversations with investors. And when we're walking properties, when we're underwriting sometimes 50 or 100 deals before we actually get one, we really want to make sure that we're not taking that trust for granted. And so a lot of passive investors really ask the question, how can I trust this person? And it comes down to track record. It comes down to when you ask questions or you get on a call, is an operator honest about shortcomings? If somebody says, well, hey, things have always gone well, we've never had a problem, that's a pretty big red flag. I mean, things in real estate deals, they tend to go well in certain areas, they go really not well in other areas, and you hope that it works out just fine. And we've had some deals that have performed phenomenally well. We've had, one deal that's at 8 to 12% per year. That's our worst performing deal so far, and the rest are, we have some over 30% per year, and some are in the 10 to 20% range. So a sponsor really needs to be honest about that stuff and to be able to be open and really share in a way that really builds trust. That's not like a sales pitch. It's just, hey, this is what we're doing. We're really excited about it. We are looking for investors, but it's got to feel like there's a trust there that when things don't go well, they're going to communicate on that. They're not going to run and hide. The second thing that's really important to a lot of passive investors is really the issue of time. If you're a busy professional or you own a business, time is the most important thing. You have such limited time. A lot of physicians that I know, they're making hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars an hour. And so every moment they're spending responding to a toilet that's broken or there's some issue with a property, even if they have a property manager, they're having to get involved in that. That's where passive investing can really make a lot of sense. So when someone is, again, really looking at time being super, super valuable, and they also have a career which allows them to make a lot of money, it's important that you don't get involved at the lowest level. You don't just start buying a house here and there or whatever, because there's no scalability. There's no ability to make that bigger. With passive investing, this is what I love about it, is that you actually have the ability to scale up. You own a single family house or two or three, and you're a physician or you're a business owner, good luck. That's going to become a part-time job for you. And if you want to truly become free, 10, 20, 30 houses, I mean, you basically might as well just leave your job and go do that. Which I almost promise you, if you're a professional, is not going to pay you what you think it's going to pay you, or it's not going to replace your income. So passive investing really allows you to do diligence on the front end, look at a deal, and then choose to invest. So I always appreciate when I'm speaking with investors when they ask a lot of questions. Sometimes they'll ask many questions, get into a lot of detail about our previous experience, our deals. And I know that it's just so important when it comes to really building that relationship, and it allows them to have that freedom of time. The last thing that I've discovered that's really important to passive investors is really being educated and learning about passive investing through multifamily and other assets. And so one thing we try to do is really try to add as much value, explain investments as much as we can, because a lot of people, they don't understand what it means to actually invest. They've never invested in it. Maybe you've never invested in a deal, and so you just don't have experience with that. So that's where hopefully an operator will look at this both as an educational journey as well as a potential business opportunity. Now, I can tell you, of the over 1,000 investors that we've had, about 17% that we have a call with or join our club actually invest. And the average investment size is between 72,000 and 114,000. The reason why that's important is that for the rest of those, the way we look at it, the way I look at it, is that it is a process of helping people on their path to financial freedom. It's not just about whether we do a deal together. It's really about saying this is something that really can be life-changing for you, and I'm so passionate about it that whether we work together or not, it's just something that being committed to that educational process is really important. So questions like, how do I vet a deal sponsor? How do I look at an investment? What are things that I should be doing? How do I allocate the resources that I have? Created videos around all of these topics that just talk about, how do I actually do this? What are the steps to be able to do it? So as we looked at these three things of, busy professionals, really time being very important. We've looked at the process of, investing and just really what it means to be passive. And then also, with education and just how that's important, it's important that you continue to develop yourself. So this is a part of just investing in your own journey as an investor and as you get better. So I wanted to just invite you another form of education. We've got this awesome report that I wrote, and it's called The Single Best Investing Strategy During and After a Pandemic, and it's free. You can go to bronsonequity.com. Go ahead and head there now and download it. Secondly, the same place you can join our BE Investment Club, which basically the deals that we are actively doing, we are constantly looking at deals. We're looking at, many, many deals. We'll find a deal that makes sense. And, one of our deals, recent deals filled up. We raised $8 million in 24 hours. So super exciting. We'd love to be able to work with you on an upcoming deal if it makes sense. We do have to start that relationship first. So I wanted to share this quote with you. So this is actually from one of my favorites. This is Warren Buffett. And it says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And so that's Warren Buffett. Basically, if you don't find a way to become a passive investor, you're just going to be working the rest of your life. And really the question is, do you want to actually be doing work the rest of your life? I know I don't. I'd rather be in passive income. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next video.